Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Ready, Set, Recap, where we recap what's been going on. I'm Daniel, joined as always by most of my best friend, Skyler.
Hi.
He's not doing great, but we're gonna try and get through this kind of fast.
Hi.
He's got a case of the suds. Uh,
I got a lot. Yeah.
this week in the news. The next Spider-Man game is probably in development. We got a bunch of news from Cinemacon. GTA 6 got hacked again, and much, much more. But Skyler, before we get into
Uh-huh.
all that, what's got you so dead this week?
Oh my God. Where do I even begin? Okay. So I nothing fun has happened. I've got nothing good to report. Oh, I saw this movie. None of that this week. Just and to give you the reason why. Uh so I helped you move. That was fun.
Sure.
I didn't mind that at all. I mean, no, helping people move sucks, but that was actually the best part of the last week.
Oh,
And then like 2 days after, my car got towed. Turns out basically at any point, even if you park in a spot that's labeled guest parking, the city can just steal your car and then haul it away to downtown and make you come get it at 2 in the morning and then charge you hundreds of dollars for it.
yeah, that
So
sounds about right.
like you can't fight it. Like by the time that it's there,
They've already got
no
it.
one no one in the process of you talking to the establishment where it was towed, the people who towed it, the people who have it, nothing can be done. It's just the pirates got you, sucks to suck. So that happened. And then hey, Monday morning bright and early, got jury duty, right? So I go in and do that. All will be fine as long as they don't pick me. They picked me, and it's been literally all week. And between you and me,
Yeah.
recording on Friday, we're not done. Going back on Monday.
Oh my God.
And then during my week-long stint at the local courthouse, I did catch a bug. I am sick. I'm sick, but the jury duty doesn't care. If I tell them I'm sick, they arrest me.
I
So
I don't know if they'll arrest you.
they'll
I mean,
kill me dead with a guillotine
well, they won't. They've
in
got
front in
their.
front of a judge eating a brisket sandwich on a hoagie roll. This is Texas. They'll
Did
kill
he,
me.
did they at least get you a brisket sandwich on a hoagie roll?
No, they don't feed you. They say
Oh,
good luck. They barely give you parking.
that's fair. That is true. And they've got that time traveler out front.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sitting because, as previously mentioned, parking sucks. There is parking. I just decided I didn't want to fuck with it. I had people willing to give me a ride, so I've been rocking with that, right? Hasn't been a problem until today, where they didn't even let us out until close to 9 p.m. But that's a different story. A couple days ago, I'm waiting outside the courthouse for my ride, and there's like a bench, like a table and bench area, right? A guy comes up. Nothing about him like declares he was actually homeless, right?
Sure. Yeah.
But he was grubby. I'll say that. He was grubby.
Sure. Sure.
He had with him a big duffel bag that he was just lugging around. And he was talking to himself like a lot. And I was like, that's not a problem unless he comes too close to me. He didn't get too close to me, but he did pull up to a nearby table and he started rummaging around in his duffel bag where he began to pull out wires and like various scrap. The only way I can describe it is he was crafting a device.
A device.
I don't know what it was.
When you were describing this in the group chat, I said, yeah, he definitely thinks he's making a bomb.
I there's no. It's one of those things where it's just like, well, this is just silly. He's doing something. I can't tell anybody that he's doing something nefarious because I don't know. But
Right.
like,
I mean, you're
it's
you're down
it's
there
enough to get.
as a
It's
jury member. Your whole purpose of being in the city is to say whether or not you think someone did something nefarious.
it's enough to get me a little like I don't want to be here anymore.
Right.
Um,
Which, to be
But
fair, you were feeling, I think, since before the first time you went there.
yeah. And so eventually, after like he's like pulling stuff up, he's crafting his device and he's pacing back and forth and he's talking to himself and he's going over to like he like dapped up a different guy who I also don't think was homeless, but I'm pretty sure they didn't know each other. He just walked up to him and was like, "Hey man, what you doing?" "All right." And he hung out with him for a second. And then as quickly and mysteriously as he arrived, he packed up his shit and left.
Just when the
That's
world
been
needed
the
him most. The
that was the
Avatar.
highlight. That was the highlight of my week is I saw what could potentially have been a time traveler.
Right. So you have to go
Um
back on Monday. I know you're not allowed to talk about
oh
the
yeah.
case or like
No.
anything about it. Um,
Mhm.
but like in as many words as you're able to say, do you
Mm.
feel like the case necessitates going back on Monday, or do you feel like most people kind of like know how they feel?
I won't get into that just yet.
Okay.
And even when I do feel confident like getting into it after it's over, I don't think I'm going to disclose like the actual, especially not on air, the actual like
What the crime is?
yeah, I won't get into that and I won't be
No.
dropping any like names or anything like that, but I might get into how the deliberation process has been going because that just started. That's why we were so late. And it's
Just
not done.
started. It's been all
It just
week.
started. It's been all week. Here's what I'll say. I do not believe that the courts of our county are very fucking efficient, like at all.
No, that wouldn't
That's what I'll say.
surprise me.
And I don't think it's the fault of any of the attorneys or the judge necessarily.
Yeah.
Um,
Although if
it's
he doesn't share that fucking hoagie roll, we're gonna have words.
he. Oh, he didn't even chew it. He unhinged like a snake.
Yeah. All judges are known to be part reptilian,
Yeah, yeah,
except the
that's
one
true.
from Night Court. He's dead.
That. Oh, what was his name?
In the show or the actual guy? Because I don't
The
know either.
show in the show. Oh, was Bull the bailiff?
Bull was the
Who's
bailiff.
Bull?
Yeah. Well, he
Okay.
was the first bailiff. Then he got well. He didn't get replaced, but there was a girl called Roz who came in for a while.
You know what? Shout out to my fucking bailiff. How about that?
Yeah.
He's
Shout
just
out Mike
in
Bailiff.
in a world where you don't necessarily have the most trusting feelings towards people with badges and guns. My bailiff is the sweetest man I think I've ever met.
I don't know why I'm surprised, but I didn't know bailiffs got guns.
Oh, he's got a gun.
Well, it sounds like you had a really fun week, and I'm glad I didn't have it.
Yeah, I got nothing else for you.
That's
That's
fair.
you're gonna, and you know what? All the shit that's been posted in the here's the news haven't really even. So you're taking the driver's seat on this one, like fully, more than usual.
Here we go. It's gonna be a fun time. This week, as you mentioned, yeah, I moved. That was the big thing. About a week ago from when this is gonna go up, I will have moved. So this is the first recording that I'm doing in my brand new office, which is why it potentially sounds kind of echoey because there's basically nothing else in this room except a bunch of boxes. So if it sounds echoey, I apologize. A lot of work moving, as it turns out. I was able to move a lot of my stuff before people started actually showing up to help because I really only needed help with like the furniture for the most part, in terms of like actually getting it up the stairs. But the result of me doing that was also that by the end of the day, I was a corpse.
Yeah.
At one point, my sister's boyfriend Francisco turned around and I had become a plastic Party City skeleton because I had died. I had gone to not heaven, surely, but somewhere else.
Yeah. No, I after this week, I'm convinced there is no heaven.
Yeah, well, but the new place is great. I'm really happy with it so far. Haven't paid a bill for it yet though, so maybe that'll change my my tune. It should only be a little bit more expensive. It's supposed to be like 40 some odd dollars more a month, and considering how much more I'm getting for that, it's honestly like kind of suspiciously better. Like the only thing that's a downgrade is arguably the bathroom because the sink is worse. Like it's just a weird little like
Mm,
podium sink instead of like a
yeah.
full cabinet and shit.
Yeah.
But that was the biggest thing of my week. Other than that, it was just continuing doing other things. It was watching One Piece. One Piece is back. We're in the Elbaf arc still. Real cool. We're in the bit where about half the crew is trapped in a little Lego world,
Yeah, yeah.
and we'll see what happens with that. I don't think it's gonna take too long. I feel like it's not that long in the books, so hopefully it's not gonna be too long
That
here either, because
that
it does
sh-
feel like kind of just a
sh-
distraction from the main story.
it shouldn't be more than an episode, unless the One Piece pacing is like the joke to make. So
Yeah,
it's
I mean it's good.
yeah.
It was already one full episode. I do think it'll be at least the next one because we're not done, but we've done like pretty much everything. And then kept watching Daredevil, good old Daredevil, Born Again, on my shit again.
Oh yeah, I'm behind on that. I haven't watched the newest Daredevil. I haven't watched the newest The Boys. I
Uh,
haven't.
Where did you leave off Daredevil, like episode number wise?
Oh, dude. So like, I
Three,
don't know.
two? Well, two and three came out at the same time, so if you watched two, you probably would have watched three.
I want to say four. Um.
Did you see the
So
boxing match?
yeah. Kingpin's
Okay,
having a bad day at the
Kingpin's
end of that
having a bad.
boxing one. That's where I left off.
Spoilers, not spoilers. She's still having a bad day at the end of five.
Oh
It's
yeah.
the same bad day. We're doing it 24 style. I mean, we're not, but we could be.
Oh,
The potential biggest twist, I guess, is hey, at the end of episode 5, guess who's still not here? That's right, Jessica Jones, not here, baby.
I'm Wilson Fisk. This is the worst day of my life.
Yeah,
Beep beep. I'm Jessica Jones, and I'm not here yet.
I'm not here yet.
Beep beep beep.
Um, I was complaining about that online, that she hasn't been in the show like up until now, and people were like, "Oh, well,
Mhm.
they said before the season started that she wouldn't show up until episode 6." If she doesn't fucking show up in episode 6, I'm gonna go back and kick off in those comments.
She's gonna show up at the end of episode 6.
Very
They
good.
could have just not advertised her, and I know that it was probably like, well, this will get people to watch.
Yeah.
Were people not already gonna watch?
Well, and that's the
The
thing,
people
right?
that are watching?
Is like it's not just that they advertised her, it's that she was, it felt like the focal point of the advertisement, as it was like, oh my
She
god, Kristen Ritter's back, whoa, hey, whoa.
she's in every trailer. You see like that shot of her in the hallway being Jessica Jones.
Right. And here we are, 5 episodes done in an 8 episode season, which is problematic already, that we presumably have to wrap up to some extent in 3 episodes, and she's,
No.
to your point, probably not showing up at the beginning of episode 6. The place this episode leaves off, she's probably like exactly like you said. I wouldn't be surprised if she's in end of episode 6, like Stinger, like, hey Matt, let's get to
Mhm.
work, and then just like credits, like whatever.
Mhm.
Because they're not like looking for new people right now. He's like doing a different thing. He's busy, frankly.
So, I mean, okay, the direct comparison to make is Punisher in season 1.
Yeah, which also like, where
Who
the fuck is he? Frankly,
he wasn't in, frankly,
Frankly
he
Castle.
wasn't he wasn't in the full season, and we did know going in that he was going to be in the show, but he showed up. You know what? He showed up that once, and then he showed up at the end. All right, you could give him a little leeway, I guess.
But how heavily was he advertised as like, this is the fucking Punisher guy?
I don't remember how much he was advertised versus how much people just knew he was in it.
Yeah. Well, plus I feel like
Um,
he was important, like an important aspect of the story, where like it wasn't just he was in it, it was also like, and the fucking AVTF is really into him and all that shit. Whereas it's not,
mhm.
I don't know what Jessica Jones' role is going to be other than punching dudes.
Well, yeah, that's what she does.
Well, she's a detective, but there's really not a whole hell of a lot more to find out. Like, we've already got
She
Karen running
did.
around like a fucking super spy and BB doing
She
shit.
she was alluded earlier to had been doing detecting on our behalf off screen. She gets name dropped in like episode 1.
Yeah, she's going to show up and she's going to be like, hey man, I found out the big dirt on Wilson Fisk. He's on this list
Whoa.
that we can't talk about.
Whoa. Wilson Fisk has an island. It's called Manhattan.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So that's largely been my week. Not a whole lot new, but hey, at least I'm not dying in a courthouse, so it could be worse. Well, hey, you know what I won't spare the listeners from is our first story.
Please tell us what the story is.
Here's the news. So we got a couple of updates from Xbox. It seems like they're just like doing shit, not anything huge, but they just keep making like little tiny changes, little fixes. People pretty happy
Big
with seemingly
big box doing things.
big box doing things. Um, here's the big takes for this week. Asha Sharma, the new president and or CEO of
Yeah.
Xbox, put out an internal memo which always leaks. So the people in charge of Xbox just word it like a press release most of the time because they know that it's always going to be released. But in it, one of the big takeaways was that she was saying that Game Pass had become too expensive, and she's right, frankly, for at least for the top tier of it. And so she sort of floats out a couple of ideas, not exactly, but she talks about, do we need to restructure it? Do we need to potentially remove some things from it so that we can offer it at a lower price? Which has gotten a lot of people talking and a lot of rumors spiraling. And it seems like the ideas are basically coming in at a couple different options here. Is there seems to be some evidence that there's going to be a lower tier that's basically just first party games, which would likely be like the cheapest one because they only put out, they put out a lot of games in a year, but like, like 14 maybe in a year, maxed out if you're counting expansions and shit.
Right.
Or they may take out Call of Duty because apparently Call of Duty, not even apparently, is the most expensive game they put in there, like in terms of what they put into making it. And this rumor has caused some splitting of opinions. Some people are like, oh, you can't take it out because if you take it out, then how do you justify like why that one doesn't get to be in Game Pass, but everything else has to be? Like to the developers, I guess. Like how do you tell them like, oh, your game's not big enough to get to not be in Game Pass? And to which I would say, well, was your game the focal point of like an 18-month court case? If not, then it's going in Game Pass.
That's the secret. That's the court case I'm on. I'm going to be stuck.
Oh, it's still going on
for 18 months.
So, because there were people in the industry who a lot of what they were saying was basically like, oh, but like they can't take Call of Duty out because if they did, like, how would they tell like the Elder Scrolls team that their game isn't big enough to get taken out of Game Pass? And it's like everyone right now is assuming that their shit's in Game Pass, so they're not gonna be upset about it. And frankly, the majority of the teams since Game Pass has existed have been perfectly fine with their games going into Game Pass. There was exactly one person that we know of who is no longer with the company. It was Pete Hines over at Bethesda, who was originally upset because when Bethesda was acquired, they were told that their games would be exclusive to Xbox, which obviously is not the case anymore. Although, we'll talk about that. That's one of the other rumors going around. And so he threw a huge bitch fit and got really embarrassed publicly because he, like, basically shit his pants on live TV, being super upset. Oh,
we've all been there, Mr. Ketchup.
Mr. Hubicki. And so he ended up leaving the company, and it's just like, he's one of those people, and this happens a lot in the games industry. I don't know if it happens in like film or whatever industries you follow closer. But now that he's not involved with a company, he just is desperate for relevance on the outside. And we see this a lot with people like Sean Layden or like David Jaffe, where from the sidelines, because they don't get to make big press releases anymore, they just talk shit, and it eventually gets thrown up into a news article on a slow day. And so that's the hole he's fallen into, of just being like, oh, well, you're saying that Elder Scrolls isn't as big a game as Call of Duty? And it's like, yeah, it's exactly what I'm fucking saying. It's Call of fucking Duty. It is the best selling video game of every year that Grand Theft Auto doesn't come out. So yeah, kind of.
That's probably true.
It's almost literally true. The last one didn't do it, because the last one was
just the only thing to look out for would be the diminishing returns at this point. But it's probably even then still true, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It sounds like absolutely fucking crazy. But if they took it out of Game Pass, I don't think I would care, and I don't think the majority of people would actually care, because I feel like most people who have Game Pass are not buying it for Call of Duty, if that makes sense. Like you don't buy a library for one book. You know what I mean?
No.
So I think that's probably a good idea. If that lets them drop the price like $10, which is what they raised it shortly after Call of Duty went in there, yeah, I would say do it. I would say go for that for sure. They've also like we talked about a little bit, they propped up this feedback team. So it's a team that Asha Sharma created since taking over. That's done a bunch of like little things like updating the achievements to be more flashy, and apparently they're doing a lot more with that. Although we don't know have a ton of facts about what that's going to be yet. Again, there's a lot of rumors circulating about like, oh, they're going to do sort of a platinum achievement thing, like what they have over at PlayStation, or things of that nature, which I think would be cool. But we'll see. Or they are rebooting the backwards compatibility team to reinstate some old games. We've seen a lot of things sort of pop up on the back end that have not been playable on current consoles that are going to come back. So that's what
Yeah,
that
we
team
like
is
that.
doing. And that team is just like every couple of days just making like some kind of little change. Like, hey, we made it so that quick resume, so that you can turn that off on certain games because it doesn't work on every game. So you can just turn it off so it doesn't, you don't have to do the thing where you open up Fortnite and it's like, hey, something went wrong, we have to reboot or whatever, right?
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
The biggest thing potentially of this week, though, is that there are very large, very real conversations happening within Xbox about returning to some form of exclusivity model, which I believe we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, just off the back of PlayStation saying that they were going to pull their stuff off of PC and stop porting over there. Because it seemed like the writing was kind of on the wall at that point, right? Is we were talking about how it seemed like Phil Spencer and team, when in that leadership era, what they really wanted was just what was best for the industry, which is an easy thing for the person at the bottom to want. And so they got rid of exclusivity as sort of a play to try and get the others to follow suit by being like, look how good this is. We're making so much more money. And that's true, but that only lasts in the short run if nobody else reciprocates. Because eventually, if you're the only platform that doesn't have exclusives, it becomes a really bad thing for your platform, frankly. And I would very happily live in a world where there were not exclusives. I think that that would be the best situation for the video games industry in general. Every game would sell more copies. Everybody could play whatever they want, wherever they want. We would be able to compete independently in terms of hardware and software. So you wouldn't have to be like, oh yeah, this console sucks ass, but it's got this game on it, so I'm going to buy it. It would be better
True.
for the consumer. It'd be better for the developer. It'd be better for basically every single person involved from head to toe. Unfortunately, that's not the industry or the world that we live in. So it seemed, so as soon as we saw PlayStation pull back from PC, which was really the closest thing to them limiting their exclusivity that we had seen, it seemed pretty obvious that this was the route that was going to have to be taken if they wanted Xbox to continue to exist as a platform. So I do believe this makes sense. There are some people who are very adamantly against it, and I get that. I do. Because like I said, I would love to live in a world without exclusivity, but I would rather live in a world with exclusivity and competition than one without exclusivity and PlayStation's really only direct competition goes out of business or becomes a publisher. Because then PlayStation just gets to go unchecked. And as we've read the last couple of weeks, even when they're in check, they still find ways to do really stupid shit. So, God, do we not want to see them unhinged?
Mm-hmm.
I do think that it would be sort of a limited level of exclusivity. I feel like there's basically no chance that they would pull back from PC, being as how PC is Windows, and they are Windows. And they have a PC storefront. Like, I could see at the absolute nuclear option, they stop putting their stuff on, like, other PC storefronts. Like, maybe it stops going to Steam and it stops going to GOG or whatever.
Yeah.
Even that feels highly unlikely, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't assume so.
But you're always going to be able to play it on a PC because
Yeah.
9 out of 10 times your PC is going to run on a Microsoft owned OS anyway. So
There you go.
doesn't really make a huge difference to them, I guess. But I think it's pretty clear, especially because we've been seeing the sales numbers for a lot of the games over on PlayStation in particular, which is what a lot of people are saying when they're saying they're going to return to exclusivity, is just not put their stuff on PlayStation, because they already don't put a ton of stuff on Switch, and they could just, I mean, they could literally just stop doing that at any point. I don't think anyone would really even notice. Like, that's how slow the rollout of stuff on Switch is.
Sure.
So, but a lot of the games that they've been putting over there, like South of Midnight, like Avowed, very good games, but not maybe, the world shaking ones, have been selling really badly. Like, even Starfield went over there like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and it's only sold like 150,000 units, which is nothing for a game of that size. So it
Yeah.
becomes a conversation of like, is it worth the sale, that number of sales, as opposed to what it could do for bolstering like the entire Xbox ecosystem? I don't have the numbers for that. I'm not a businessman. I don't know that. There's really only like one or two games that have ever performed exceedingly well on PlayStation, being weirdly Sea of Thieves of all fucking things, and Forza. Which Forza I understand. Forza is like one of the most prestige games that Xbox makes, so that one does make
Yeah.
sense. And I
Well,
do
Sea of
think
Thieves is really fun.
Sea of Thieves is great. Yeah, it's. I mean, it got kind of poo-pooed on when it first came out, but it's had a
Well, it's because it was so bare bones when it
yeah,
came out, but then they kept adding to it and adding to it. And I know that that's an argument that doesn't really. When you launch a game with nothing and then just add stuff forever, that's
yeah.
not really indicative of a good business model. You wouldn't think,
No, well, and I would
and it's not really something that I would be against. But I see that Thieves put out so many free updates. Like, look, it's fun, and it was
right.
fun. So
The most direct comparison to that is No Man's Sky,
yeah, of course.
but the difference there being Sea of Thieves never lied about what it was. Sea of Thieves
Sure,
was very honest
sure.
from the start of like, hey, we're going to be a pirate game where
Yeah,
you sail a boat and you do this, and everyone said, what else? And they said, well, nothing. We'll add stuff later, maybe.
and then they
Whereas No
did.
Man's Sky was like, we're God and we have everything. And then here we are,
Oh,
however many years later, and they have a lot, but still not everything. It's like, oh,
yeah.
okay,
I've been told by someone who has played No Man's Sky that it got good, and I'm gonna take their word for that.
yeah.
But that's all I got. I got nothing else.
Who's to say? Who's to know? But yeah, we've been hearing from a lot of sources that it seems like Xbox is very likely to return to at least some level of exclusivity. I think that's going to happen sooner rather than later. I think when we get to the showcase that they do in every June, I think we're going to all of a sudden start seeing like, oh, Gears of War E-Day doesn't have the PlayStation logo on that trailer anymore. Or like, hey, why does Fable all of a sudden not have the PlayStation logo down at the bottom of that trailer? Like things like that. I would not be surprised at all. I think there's a couple of games that are probably too far along for them to even bother cutting it. Like, unfortunately for the brand, that Halo 1 like remaster, that one's coming
Yeah,
out like in a month or some shit. And at this point, the port's probably already like done. So I don't know if it makes sense to not put it out there with the only reason of being like, how much does it diminish the brand of Xbox to put a like slapdash remaster of the first game on PlayStation? It's hard to say. It doesn't even have the multiplayer. It's literally just the campaign. So it is a little bit of like I don't know. You already put all the money into making it. Maybe just do it. But who knows? Who knows? But hey, Skyler, over on the
yes.
PlayStation side, we have,
Oh,
for the first time in a couple of weeks, something kind of exciting.
yay! Sorry, I
Um,
yawned, but yay! No, I do mean it. Yay!
so the face model for Peter Parker in the Insomniac Spider-Man games, his name's Ben Jordan. He made a post that very quickly got deleted, implying that he's working on a game again, and being as how he's the face of Peter Parker, and that he said he was doing mocap. Probably working on another Spider-Man game. Probably another one of those in the works. Also, like the Wolverine game comes out at some time this year. So theoretically, they would have started production on the next game that they're making by now, which, if I remember the Insomniac leak, was actually like a Venom spin-off game. I don't know if that's still in the works. A lot of things have changed on PlayStation since that leak happened. So it could be Spider-Man 3, it could be a Venom spin-off, who's to say? Either way, come see Clay. No, they're almost certainly doing this. Is it possible he's working on just a different video game? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. But why would the tweet get taken down so fast if it wasn't a secret? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So this does bring up
I
a
mean,
couple of questions for me. Well, you say what you were going to say first.
if this pans out to be what everybody thinks it is, we all obviously expected it to come eventually, and it's just if it is, then it's exciting. So that's we'll
Yeah.
see.
This does raise a couple of rather big questions, such as, hey, I mean, this is a spoiler for Spider-Man 2, I guess, but hey, at the end of Spider-Man 2, Peter Parker like dead ass retired. So what is his role going to be in a Spider-Man 3? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've got no idea. To be perfectly honest, I don't remember how the last one ended. I'd have to replay it, which I almost certainly will if this turns out to be
Yeah.
factual. I
He
gotta get ready to play the new one.
The end of 2 is that he basically just like moves in with MJ and he's like, I'm just gonna like gonna like be a guy. Like Miles has this. I'm gonna just do that. And so it raises the question of like, how involved is he gonna be? I do think that if something crazy starts happening, which the Spider-Man games are the craziest things that have happened in New York in that world. Like they fought other villains that just like wasn't a big enough deal for it to become a video game. You know what I mean? So whenever 3 comes out and something presumably has to be crazier than what happened in 2, which feels like a reach at this point. The whole city got mutated into venom monsters and shit. I don't know. So I don't know how you elevate from 2. I'll be completely honest with you. That's going to be a really tough sell for them. And I don't know that people were like really heavily fucking with Miles in that game. So if he's the main character now, that might also be kind of a tough sell. So I wonder what they're going to do. Genuinely.
Weren't people mostly against how much Miles was kind of sidelined?
The exact opposite. They were
really?
People were upset with how much Miles sidelined Peter.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't my take, but it was one that I saw online a lot.
I remember, I thought people were mad because obviously Peter's so centric to the story and everything he's doing, and then Miles was just kind of like he showed up in his Adidas suit, which was bad.
Yeah, the suit was really bad.
That's all I remember. I mean, the Miles spin-off game was good, and people like that, I thought.
They did, yeah, for sure. I think they're gonna have to go pretty crazy with whatever happens in 3 for it to feel like an escalation from 2. And I think there's a pretty clear like break glass in case of emergency button that they can hit, which is a bring in Spider-Gwen. Because they've already brought in Miles, and Miles and Peter are supposed to exist in different universes, so I don't really see any reason why Gwen Stacy can't be a Spider-Person in this, and also younger than Peter, because Peter started out the game older than we would have expected him to start out, right? Even in Spider-Man 1.
Sure. They teased Silk at the end.
They did tease Silk, so we got to do something with that. We can't just drop that story beat. I mean, I guess
you could drop anything,
but probably
you
shouldn't.
Turn her into a side mission if you wanted to. I don't know.
So hey, maybe that's what 3 is. Maybe 3 is like putting together a Spider team, and you've got like Silk and Gwen Stacy and all these other like little fuckers. Hopefully, it's not a Spider-Verse thing. I don't know that I want that.
Yeah.
I don't know that I necessarily trust.
We can't keep forcing the multiverse stuff onto Miles.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know what I would even want from Spider-Man 3, to be entirely honest with you. Like, I kind of feel like for me that story is done. I'm sure I'll play 3 and love it and then be like, okay, well, fuck me. But right now, as I'm sitting here, I'm like, I don't know, I'm kind of good. Like, I'm kind of fine. Do a different hero, which is what they're doing. They're doing Wolverine, obviously.
True, yeah. I mean, we haven't gotten Goblin yet. That's really it.
Sure. But like I said, Pete's fucking retired.
Sure. I mean, heroes never really retire. I mean, look at LeBron James. He's not retired.
But like, if you're gonna have Pete be the main character of Spider-Man 3, why have him retire at the end of 2? You know what I mean? Because it's not even questionable. It's not like, oh, hey, I'll come back if you need me. He's like, I'm done. I'm out, kid. Good luck. You got this.
I don't know. Narratively, I don't have an answer for that. But that's partially because I don't remember.
That's fair.
And I partially may not remember because my brain is chocolate pudding right now. So I don't fucking...
Well, this is chocolate pudding. In other video game news, Grand Theft Auto 6 has been hacked for what I feel like is the 4th or 5th time.
Wow.
This time they were demanding like $200,000. Rockstar didn't pay. They didn't really have any information that was pertinent or important, but it's just like another thing in favor of Grand Theft Auto, like maybe getting delayed, because if they're getting hacked left, right, and center, shit, man, I don't know. You got to shore up something before you put this game out and have people put their personal information into it. So I don't know, dude. That being said, there's really only one thing of note that came out of this leak, which is apparently almost all of the information they were able to hack out of the system, hack the planet, was analytic information about Grand Theft Auto, where we learned the breakdown of how many people are playing on what platforms and how much money they're making there.
Okay.
As it turns out, unsurprisingly, between PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, roughly 60% of the player base is on PlayStation. So that's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a very, very PlayStation heavy video game, Grand Theft Auto 5. 30% roughly is on the two different Xboxes, Xbox One and Xbox Series X. And then this is the potentially shocking one. only 3% of the player base is on PC.
That is weird. Isn't there? I thought Grand Theft Auto had a big modding community.
You would think so. This is concurrent, like current players as of the time that that was put out, and it was just hacked a couple weeks ago. So, I mean, I know that Grand Theft Auto doesn't, any Rockstar game doesn't go to PC for quite a while after its original launch, so maybe that hurts how many people play it.
Sure.
But I feel like
Yeah.
everything I see of Grand Theft Auto content, at least, is like, I modded Grand Theft Auto to be a better video game. And then,
Yeah.
like, that's the thing. So I would have thought that it was more than 3%, frankly. But no, turns out the PC fan base just, like, I guess, kind of does not enjoy Grand Theft Auto.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That is weird. I mean, I guess Grand Theft Auto is one of those ultimate titles, not unlike Call of Duty or Madden, right? Where it's just like this is going to reach the most like widespread but surface layer
Right.
demographic.
It's gonna hit the
so
it's gonna
that
hit the
like
chuds.
people are specifically buying a PlayStation for Grand Theft Auto and for to get Madden or
Right.
2K every year, right? So
Man, and can I tell you something? So there's been this thing going around since this leak of people being like, and like big name people who I won't name drop here because maybe we'll work with them someday.
because
But
they'll
like,
bully us.
because they'll bully us. But yeah, no, big names in the industry, like not the making video games industry, but the talking about video games industry, who are like, oh, this means that Grand Theft Auto 6 is basically a PlayStation exclusive. But I'm like, that's not what that means. Hey, real fast.
What?
You have millions of people listening to you. That's not what that means. It's
That's-
gonna release on every platform. It's eventually gonna be on Switch too, even.
They can't keep it out of their mouth.
They
Daniel.
they literally cannot do it.
They can't.
And-
It's gotta be firmly
Yeah.
in the mouth at all times.
It's I saw that said in the same breath of people being like, because we talked about the PlayStation price raise, which went into effect on the 2nd, I believe, of this month. The PS5 Pro, with its stand, with its disk drive, is now a $1,000 purchase. Those people, when the price hike got announced, were saying not, oh, hey, that sucks. They were saying, well, you got to go buy a PS5 Pro now before the price goes up. Like, hey, it's basically on sale right now. Like, that was the twist that they put on that story. And now they're going like, oh, well, 60% of Grand Theft Auto 5 people play on PlayStation. That means it's basically a PlayStation exclusive. And I'm like, that's not what that means. That's not what that means.
That's essentially what I did when I got a Switch 2. I was like, this is going to go up. But it's like, the difference is, I'm not endorsing that.
You're not endorsing
as a positive thing.
Right.
I'm not saying, everybody, let's go get them now before the price goes up. Yay.
Right. Well, and
No,
also, they haven't
it's like,
announced a price
shit.
increase. Like, you're just assuming that they're going to. Whereas this is like, you have a week to go buy a PS5 Pro for a moderate $800 instead of the $1,000 it's about to be. And they're like, go now. Like, like that's crazy. That's actually crazy. And it's one thing to like make the decision for yourself of like, okay, well, I'm going to go buy a Pro for myself now because I want one, whatever. And it's a completely different thing to tell your literally millions of fans, like, hey man, you got to like just give free advertisement for this product that's just made a really bad decision for its entire fan base.
Will never be me.
No, it's shill behavior. Hey, we got the trailer for the Street Fighter movie.
Yes.
And I feel very much the same way as I felt about it the whole time, which is, boy, these guys look stupid.
Yeah.
It's an interesting choice that it's very clearly a comedy movie. I'm basically settling into what I think the movie's going to be, which is, will it do well? No. Will it be good? No. Will I enjoy it? Probably. Will it be fun to watch? Yeah, probably. Is it going to make money? Fuck no. And not a goddamn chance.
I think this might be, for the summer, the movie I'm most excited for.
Whoa, there's no way. There's got to be other summer movies.
I know what. This looks really stupid and so much fun and colorful, and look at all these characters and goobers, and I'm here for it. I don't know. It may suck, but I am looking more forward to Street Fighter than I am Supergirl. But I am looking forward to Supergirl.
Ooh,
I'm just saying, like,
that's a rough take, but
no. I'm not saying that I think Supergirl will be bad. I think it'll be good.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that I'm not excited for Supergirl. I am. I'm just in a very sleep-deprived place.
Right.
That I feel that if you said, you could only watch one of these movies right now today, I would choose Street Fighter.
Right now,
And
today.
I'm stupid, but I'm proudly stupid. I don't
You're
know. I don't know what
you're
to
you're
say.
sick in the way where you're like, I just want to see Joanna Hawaii throw a fucking Hadouken. That's all I
They
want. He
they
looks like
both
shit in this trailer, by the way.
they both have Jason Momoa in them
True.
as not a human.
True. He's gonna, I assume, do a lot more in Supergirl, being as how he's sort of a focal point of that trailer, and in this he's a little quick spot of like, there's a green dude over there. Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, the Street Fighter movie has likely spent more than half of its budget on just the fucking cast. So, I mean, there's a lot of people in that shit.
I just chose Supergirl as an example. I'm trying to think what else comes out this summer. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man comes out this summer.
And you're putting Street Fighter above Spider-Man?
Maybe.
That's crazy.
I'm definitely putting it above Mando and the Green Goobus.
We got a trailer for that from fucking Cinemacon this week, too. And I was like, this just looks like an episode of the show. Why does this need to be a movie?
Can I tell you,
Yeah.
conceptually, I don't hate Grogu.
Okay.
I think he's cute, and I understand why people latched onto him in the way that they did. I think he ruined The Mandalorian.
I think I understand where you're coming from for sure. I
Yeah.
think The Mandalorian ruined The Mandalorian. And I don't mean the character. I mean it got
The,
really
the
popular really fast and then they didn't
yeah.
have a plan for it and they just spun their wheels.
Yeah. Well, I think what I mean by that is, oh man, what a clickbait thing to say, right? What I mean by
Yeah.
Grogu ruined The
Hey,
Mandalorian
bro, make
is
sure that you get that
no,
audio for the short.
no,
Make sure you just get just take the two bits.
no,
Take Grogu ruined the Mandalorian and
don't,
Street Fighter's gonna be better
no,
than
you can't,
Supergirl and just make that one
don't do it,
short.
don't do it. He's gonna do it. Listen here, you fuck. You better put this. You better put this in the short too. I think that Grogu was a cute character, and the little story arc they did through seasons one, the season one specifically, was fine. It was good. It was great. Even I'll say it was great. I don't remember. I haven't watched it in a while. And then a lot of season two was like, well, we still have him. And then you paid it off in an emotional farewell. Goodbye, Grogu. But then, but then, his pure existence and popularity demanded we need more Grogu.
His ability
And
to sell
so
merch.
so they forced him back in, and now Mandalorian can't do anything without Grogu, to the point where Grogu's in a little rocket ship flying at the speed of sound while Mandalorian jetpacks around. And I just think, like, you've taken a character which is essentially, you're like, well, here's what everyone thought Boba Fett always was, so we're just gonna do that. And then Pedro's a good actor, marketability with like the outfit.
He doesn't even have to show up on set most of the time.
He's a quiet gunslinger, Clint Eastwood type. We can do a space western with this guy, and then you stapled a baby to him, and now he can't do anything without the baby.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it couldn't have been, to stay in the Disney family. And I know
Sure.
that I'm going to be referencing something that you haven't watched completely, Olive, but The
Oh.
Punisher, right?
Oh,
Punisher
sure.
seasons 1 and 2. Season 1, he teamed up with Micro, with Cousin from Bear, and they did stuff. And then he solved that story arc. Season 2, he teamed up with the girl, which is the girl, she was in the comics, I believe, and she's the cousin from Ted that you have a crush on.
She's real cute.
And you just, there could be a season with one character, and then goodbye, and then a season with a different character, but they can't do it because now the Mandalorian, what's his fucking Din Djarin,
Din Djarin, real bad name.
his identity and DNA is intertwined
with this fucking baby.
fucking green little baby.
Yeah.
That you can never separate.
What you're describing is the problem with almost every modern PlayStation protagonist.
Oh, okay. So
it's the exact same thing.
Give me a modern PlayStation protagonist.
Joel
Ellie?
Last of Us.
Oh, well, they let me tell you, They ain't gonna bring Grogu back for that one.
Kratos, God of War,
Kratos with boy. Now we
Kratos
have a
and boy.
boy.
I do think
Yeah.
they're going to do the same thing where the boy's going to end up becoming the main character, and at that point, I will lose all interest in that franchise because I hate that boy.
I can totally see that fucking Brar's gonna clip that
Yeah,
in a way that every we're gonna get 9,000 comments
can't wait. It's
that are
gonna be
gonna
great.
say stupid fat Star Wars nerd
Whoa,
hates cute woke baby. I don't know. That's not none of that is what I said.
bro, they don't even know we're fat. um,
Just liking Star Wars on the internet not just imply.
I don't know. I truly don't. I don't watch Star Trek or Star Wars content creators, so I have no idea.
Ew, Star Wars content
You
creators.
know they exist. You know they
Yeah,
exist.
but that's
Our friend Ray has
it,
read like 50 Star Wars books in a year.
that's a different kind of mental illness though.
They have the sickness.
What are we
Skyler,
talking about? Oh
we're
yeah,
talking
go
about our
on.
next story. It's really exciting, except it's not. It's actually kind of shitty news. Hey, remember how they're making that Avatar movie? Not that one.
Ah,
The Last
yes.
Airbender one.
Hmm.
Whole bitch
Hmm.
leaked on, get this, of course, twitter.com,
Yeah, I
x.com,
did,
formerly known as
I
Twitter,
did
because
notice
Twitter
that
has
happened.
uh, become a hellscape with absolutely zero moderation, and so people are able to upload entire movies onto that bitch, left, right, and center,
Yeah,
without them getting
unreleased
taken
movies.
down pretty fast. And this one got leaked before it was even released. This is, of course, Avatar: Aang the Last Airbender, which is, and I'll be honest with you, not a great title. Feels like it's just Avatar: The Last Airbender, but we threw Aang in there to make it a legally distinct title.
I
Uh,
don't think I don't think Avatar is part of the title actually.
from what I have seen in all the reporting, it is Avatar: Aang the Last Airbender.
I think they're just calling it that because that's how you know what it is. But I think officially it's just called. Hang on, I'm checking Letterboxd, but of course I'm just typing words like Aang and Airbender, and
Are
I
people
thought it
are
was
are people already putting reviews for it up on Letterboxd? Are you allowed to do that when the movie's not out?
you. So you can log it and review it, but they don't publish until it actually releases. They say you're not allowed to, and I assume that's so that like people that like get early screenings and review copies and stuff can do letterbox engagement, but not spoil a movie before it comes out.
Fair enough.
I'm trying to Google Aang, see what the fuck comes up.
I'm trying to Google Aang too. He's looking real cute. Uh,
Aang, Aang movie.
Basically, the long short of it is, people seem really happy with the movie. A lot of, I'll lightly use the word dirtbags, have used the
Yeah.
opportunity to watch the whole movie and or pirate the whole movie so that the people who spent years animating it
Oh,
instead of using AI to do it
yeah.
will get zero recognition for their work, or money for you watching
Yes.
it on the platform that
Yes.
they
Yes.
need
Yes.
you to watch it on for them to get paid. Um,
It. I don't remember what you were saying the movie was called and what I was correcting you to say what I thought it was called.
uh,
It is called The Legend of Aang, The Last Airbender. So Avatar is not in the title.
that's the title you said is worse. The Legend of Aang.
That's what. See, now we're getting conflicting reports.
That's a dog shit
No, no,
title.
no. The Wikipedia page says just the wrong thing.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Hey, whatever the fuck
Dude,
that
I don't
movie's.
know.
If
The
you're one of those
movie's not
dirt,
even out yet.
yeah, if you're one of those dirtbags who pirated it, just let us know what it said on the on the credits. Either
Let me
way,
tell you something. Let me tell you something about those dirtbags.
yeah,
A close personal friend of ours, who I
uh,
will not name,
I know which one.
messaged me and said, "Hey, so this is here. Do you want to watch it?" And I said, "Go on without me, brother." This is still getting a. I don't remember if this was going theatrical or going straight to like Paramount Plus or something.
Couldn't tell you.
Either way, I'm gonna watch it when it officially releases.
Yeah, as everyone should.
I love The Last Airbender, and so I do want to support this. And this is, it sucks that this is what got chosen. Not that this was gonna be like in my mind, like I was thinking this was gonna be groundbreaking or anything,
Sure.
but I don't know. Like you mentioned, like people worked on this, and whoops, there it goes.
Oop. Uh-oh. Would be a shame if
And
we left this
and
window open and the
and
whole movie
as
flew
I
out.
mentioned, to our close personal dirtbag that I was talking to, I was like, it really fucking sucks because the only people that would give a shit to watch this theatrically or on streaming are also people who will 1000% watch it for free in an online league. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Not
Yeah.
to not to like if you're out there listening and you're like, "Oh, I would never." Well, I mean, good. Like try to support this thing l- realistically, but a large amount of people that are like still like, "Oh, yeah, I grew up with Avatar. I love Avatar. I'll watch the Last Airbender movie." They'll pirate it. They will do it.
They will pirate it. Yeah.
Especially since it's so easy and like fully online now.
Yeah. I mean, it
So
got taken
that's
down
a
off
bummer.
Twitter eventually, but I would not be surprised if somebody else had just reposted it.
It's yeah, it's up there.
Yeah.
It's up there, and it's going to be on any rip website that you can imagine.
100%. In other movie news, over in the DC side of the universe, Man of Tomorrow has gotten a couple of updates. Number one, it's going to start filming real soon. It starts next week as we speak. Although I don't know if that. I mean, it could. The episode's going up on a Saturday. It could start literally tomorrow, for all I know.
No
Uh,
idea. I don't. I mean, I did see that it was filming very soon, but
so
I don't remember what actual day it was.
so expect set leaks of some kind coming from that in the near future. The biggest news about it, however, is that we got a little bit of casting news officially announced, which is that
Uh-oh.
Adria Arjona is playing somebody in Man of Tomorrow. Now, Adria Arjona
Ooh,
probably is best known from her role in Andor, I would say at this point. Would I be correct in
probably.
that? You haven't watched it, so maybe you know her
Yeah.
from something else.
I have seen her in Andor. I haven't. We're not gonna get into that. I have seen her in another thing. She was in the Zoe Kravitz directed movie Blink Twice. She's good in that. I've seen her in enough things to know and to at least on surface level agree with people who say a fan cast for Wonder Woman. This should be it. I'm like, okay, I can see that.
Right.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. And now here she is, which I feel we're in a trap now. We're
Right.
in a trap where no matter what happens, nobody's happy.
James Gunn, you son of a bitch, you've trapped us again.
That trap, of course, being she's playing Wonder Woman, which is hey, cool. That's the casting, great. But Wonder Woman would be introduced in a Superman movie,
For in the Superman project for
which
like the third time in a row.
which has been what the kind of stuff that you and I specifically have been complaining about since the DCU started.
Right. You could also argue that that's been the case since like the start of televised DC projects because
Of course,
even like Batman animated series, cool. Superman animated series, Justice League animated series, here's Wonder Woman, no Wonder Woman animated series. They pitched one a bunch of times, never got off the ground.
yeah,
So like
and of
since
course
then, nothing.
we know that we have the Paradise Lost show coming,
Mm-hmm.
but obviously since Man of Tomorrow would be filming next week
Yeah.
or tomorrow or fucking right now, I don't know. That would be first. So
What do you think's gonna
so
finish?
that's
What do you think's gonna finish first? The filming for Man of Tomorrow or your court case?
it's too early to tell right now.
All the rumors, unfortunately, point to her not being Wonder Woman, even though that's what everybody wants. They seem to be thinking that
James,
she's going to be playing a character called Maxima, who, in most iterations, is just a very strong space person who just kind of wants to have a baby with Superman.
sure. The, that's scenario number two of people being unhappy, where James Gunn has specifically said, just like, don't believe leaks because that's what he does. That's
Right.
all he does.
Yeah.
And so that just means like, oh, okay, so we dodged the bullet maybe on Wonder Woman being just shoehorned into a Superman Lex Luthor team up movie, where she I imagine wouldn't fit super. I mean, she could obviously. He put in the Justice Gang in Superman, and it worked fine. Like it was great.
Hmm.
But like, but there's a difference between Guy Gardner and
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, right? One of the Trinity, you know.
Right. Yeah. The important members of the Green Lantern Corps are getting their own thing.
Sorry, guy. Yeah. So it's like, okay, we dodged that bullet. Oh, but we're not getting the casting we wanted.
Right. I
So that's a bummer.
will if it is Maxima, I'm sure that they'll do a pretty good job with that character. It's not a character that I give a shit about. I hope that they don't do the she's just come to Earth because she wants to have sex with Superman thing. But unfortunately, they've kind of led into that because one of the stupidest things in the Superman movie was the like, who was it? The like
The
stand-in
harem bit.
Netanyahu guy. Yeah, was like, oh, he's got a harem of wives. I hear he likes Earth women or some shit.
Uh-huh.
And so what? Maxima like heard that in deep space and was like, I gotta go get my Kryptonian dick on or some shit, and she's
Whoa,
gonna
whoa,
fly on into
whoa.
Earth.
Yes. Yes.
Look, he's cute. I get it, but like, come on, like I don't know. It's 2026. I just would like I would love to move past that particular like trope, which I don't think James Gunn would do, but I do think that that would be the joke. You know what I mean? Like he would make her a character for sure. Like she would have her own motivations and shit.
Yeah. But
But
they
but then it's also the thing of like, oh, this is a really talented actress, and you've wasted her on
yeah,
fucking Maxima. Like he's
they're doing
online.
Brainiac, right?
Yeah, yeah. We already have casting for that too. I forget his name, but yeah.
Right. Can this character do anything with Brainiac?
She's just a strong lady, and so far as I'm aware, like she's basically Kryptonian.
Can Brainiac so Brainiac can he like go around conquering worlds and then he's got a big lady with her? I don't know.
It's
I'm
possible.
tired, man.
He's
I'm
not
just trying
fucking. I
trying
mean,
to
he's not Galactus. He doesn't typically roll up with like his heralds or
No,
whatever.
he's got a big skull ship and he shows up and he's like, "I'm a robot. I've got robots."
I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm sure the project will be good. A lot of the choices and like order of projects coming out in the DC universe is already like wildly questionable. So shit, man. I don't know. Like, I guess we'll just have to see what it ends up being. If she is Maxima, I'm already disappointed. You know what I mean? I would
We're
rather her be
reaching,
just basically any other character.
we're reaching a very similar problem already so quickly uh with the DCU that the MCU has,
Right.
and that problem is, allow me to explain, because I guarantee I'm not the first person to say this, but so you lay it out, you're like, here's how we're going to start. We're going to do an Iron Man movie, and then we're going to see where we go from there. Iron Man was really popular. Okay, cool. We're going to do a Hulk movie. We're going to do another Iron Man movie, of course, because we have to, because he's a big guy. We're going to do Captain America. We're going to do Thor. Not in that order. And then, whoop, we do our team up. Fantastic. All right, that was phase one. Now let's move to phase two. Well, they all need sequels. We need to follow up on all the characters that we've already got. So we got to Iron Man, Thor, Captain America. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, let's introduce our new stuff. Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man, and then throw in another team up. All right. Well, okay. Well, now Ant-Man did well. Now we need another Ant-Man. So put that in. Okay. Now phase three has like 12 movies in it, where phase one and two only had
Right.
6. Because we need an Ant-Man sequel, and every trilogy needs to cap up. So Thor 3, Captain America 3, we already did Iron Man 3 back there, so it's fine. Guardians gets a sequel. Okay, all right, throw in Captain Marvel. Well, shit, now we have to do Captain Marvel too. It's just like, unless you pave out this roadmap where it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
here's the Blue Beetle story we're gonna do. Here's the Aquaman story we're gonna do. But like, they make money that they have to have a sequel. We didn't need Ant-Man 3, is what
Sure.
I'm saying.
Well, but you could
And
even plan it out like from the jump. You could plan it out as a trilogy, which it doesn't feel like either camp has done.
I may be explaining this like a fucking goose
Like a
because I
person who's
am.
dying of the suds. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
But hear me out, god damn it. Uh my point is, he lays out our gods and monsters thing, and we're gonna do this and this and this and this and this. All right, cool. But then Superman was a big hit, because of course it was. It was Superman, and now we're already getting the sequel without establishing like the next. People want to know what the Wonder Woman deal is, basically. You know what I
Right.
mean? As an example.
Yeah. We started this trick with like, hey, we're going to do a project for Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman and all these other characters. We canceled seemingly a lot of those. And now we're 3 movies in, and it's going to be 3 Superman stories or 3 super family stories and Clayface. Like
Yeah,
that's what we're ending up with.
that's what I'm saying.
It's like I get the idea. I get and respect the idea of like we're gonna do what the creators want to do. I get that. I think that's cool. But at the same time, it's like okay, but you're building a universe here. Like I know that you're telling individual projects, but they are all in the same universe, which means they have to agree with each other to some extent. You need to hold the reins on this a little bit. And if we are like 10 fucking movies into this franchise and we've only gotten one member of the Trinity, then by the time we have all three of them, are we still going to give a fuck about David Corenswit's Superman? Are you going to have to do a death of Superman so that we can just be away from him for a little while? Like, what's the plan? What's the
Oh,
plan,
okay.
James?
Don't kill him again. I I don't have that answer for you. I can optimistically say that it will all work out, and I can pessimistically say, can you imagine like other DC Warner Brothers board members being like, "What's the deal with Batman? What are we doing with Batman? I know, we got the Matt Reeves Batman, but this DCU Batman, we need to talk about Batman." And they're calling James, and James answers. He's like, "Not now. I'm choreographing the next Peacemaker dance," and he hangs up.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
It's it kind of does just feel like he's just doing, whatever characters he wants to do. And I get that. Like that's his right as the person in charge.
uh huh.
But at the same time, it's like, hey,
I mean,
you've chosen some strange characters, considering that
it,
when you were originally tapped to do Superman, you were like, I don't like Superman, I don't know what to do with him, and now you're like, everything I do is Superman.
uh, it's interesting because a while ago he said that he's building this universe based off of nothing gets past the script stage until we know it's right.
Mm,
And like that sounds perfect. That sounds great. But then
but
also if you have this system where it's just like, okay, well Wonder Woman's not ready yet. So we're going to table that. But people keep talking to me about, you know, Batmite because it's his favorite character. I know he's not doing anything with Batmite. I could say
hopefully,
Clayface, but I don't want to make it sound like I'm not excited for that movie. Um, but it's like, oh, people keep pitching Batmite. All right, well, I like that, so we're gonna move forward with Batmite, and because Wonder Woman's not ready yet. It's like, no, 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 put some precedence and urgency
yeah,
on. Let's do Wonder Woman. Let's focus on one thing.
yeah. Also, like,
But
hey,
it
if
doesn't
you
really
if
seem
you
to have
can't
that.
get somebody else to write it, then you're a writer. You could go and write one of these other characters. Like
No,
you shouldn't write every character because I don't want every single character in this universe to feel like a James Gunn character.
he's
But
choreographing the
like,
dance. He can't do
for
it.
fuck's
Too
sake,
busy.
like we're all the rumors about the Batman Brave and the Bold movie was that he's going to be an older guy. Are we just like fucking around with Superman until Superman's the same age as that? Like, is that what the plan is? It's just wait fucking 10 years for David Cornsweet to be old enough to be the same age as a Batman who has a kid?
That may not be the plan, but who knows?
It's just a fucking mess. I don't know. I'm getting
Like,
like,
okay,
I'm sure the Clayface
let's.
movie, we got some like teasers about that from Cinemacon, and apparently it's really good. So cool, great,
I'm looking forward to that.
sure,
There's not a single announced and like somewhat produced DCU thing that I'm not looking forward to. I'm looking forward to, obviously I like Superman. I do want to see the sequel. I'm looking forward to the Clayface story. We think Clayface is cool, and specifically when we rewatched for a friend of ours podcast, we rewatched the Batman the Animated Series. We watched the Feet of Clay two-parter. It was like, this is great. This is what the movie should be. So we're looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Lanterns. I thought season two Peacemaker was sloppy at the end, but I still enjoyed watching it. I don't have any actual negatives to say about the DCU as far as what we've gotten and what we're going to get. We don't think. I'm looking forward to Supergirl. I didn't mention that one yet.
sure.
I am. Um, but these concerns are still there, and every step we take further into this universe, it's like none of the concerns have been quelled. It's just we're kind of stepping around things.
Yeah, the concerns are just getting worse because the further we get into this, where we've got three, like the three projects that you've filmed are, or four, I guess, are three super family projects, and then
Yeah,
Clayface, and it's like you're doing Clayface. We don't know who Batman is. We don't know fuck all about Batman. We haven't seen, I don't think, Gotham in this universe. The closest thing that we've gotten is I think out of bio, like her girlfriend is from there or something.
they
Like,
mentioned Gotham. We, Creature Commandos, right? Depending on how much you want, because
sure,
that
yeah,
they've put us in a weird spot with that, right? it's the Star Wars problem of like, oh yeah, but have you watched the cartoon? It's just like, well, yes, but I'm not gonna bring that up to the other adults at the party, am I?
For sure. I think that this whole fuckery started by him keeping the shit that he had already done in the previous DC.
I agree.
Just to throw that shit out. If you had just done Superman and just been like, this is the new thing, and this is where we're starting is with Superman, and then you could cut out a couple of the things that tie it to the old shit, and then just start from there. And now we're in a better place where we don't have to be like, you did a whole fucking we're gonna have 2 seasons of Creature Commandos before we know what Batman's fucking face looks like. Like that's the universe you're building. We're gonna have a Clayface movie before we know what Wonder Woman is. Like,
Uh-huh.
God, I don't know. Like, I'm sure all the individual products will be fine, and like at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. But it is like
Yeah,
it's so
if
frustrating.
if it wasn't a connected universe that they're trying to make it, then we wouldn't have this problem. If it was just like back in the day where we got Blade and we got Spider-Man and we got the X-Men and none of it had to be connected,
Hmm.
then who would give a shit? No one would. It wouldn't even be an issue. But now
Yeah,
they all have to. They all have to. We have to assume that Batman has to be in this Clayface movie because otherwise why would it exist? And it's like, well, it exists because someone wanted to tell the story of this guy who fucking melted.
right. But then also like we're already establishing things about specifically Batman before he's even been introduced. Like we already know that he's fought Dr. Phosphorus. We already know like we've met a bunch of his villains and other shit. Like we are, I mean, I guess we don't know. I guess it hasn't technically been established, but they've said like, oh, he's already an older guy. He's already got Damian Wayne. And it's like, okay, we're skipping like all the way to the end, but then we're not even showing any of it. Like we're not, well, we can't get any fucking information from the guy himself. And it's just, oh, man, I don't know. It's rough.
I
It's
mean,
rough, and I don't like it.
realistically speaking, we are only in the DCU's sophomore year, right? Or
Yeah,
did Creature
well,
Commandos
if you can even call it
start
that,
in
like we're,
2024?
well, yeah, but we're because we're not even in like if you're doing it literally like a year, then yes. If you're
Mhm.
saying like, but I think in this sort of thing, like we would probably do it by like phase, right?
Yeah, of course.
And
There are
phase one of
chapters,
Marvel was what, like 6 movies.
6
So
movies.
yeah, so we got to give. I guess we got to give them at least that much to get their footing.
So whenever James arbitrarily goes on Blue Sky and says Gods and Monsters has concluded, I'm like, oh, okay. Then we'll be done with the first phase.
On to phase two. We finally have a Wonder Woman project. At this point, I wouldn't even be surprised if we don't get it till 3.
0% chance he doesn't do like a Batmite animated series.
I
0% chance.
I just, and I like James Gunn a lot, but we have such completely fucking different tastes. Weird. I could not care less about Batmite.
He makes a mean movie.
Yeah,
That's all I can say.
he made Pacemaker, and that's pretty good. Enjoyed that a lot.
Oh, remember the orgy scene?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, well, at least it's going a little bit better over there than it is over at Disney right now. To
Oh
get into our
God.
next story, Disney has just done a big wave of layoffs, kind of specifically in the Marvel department of all fucking things. It's not just in Marvel, but a lot of it is Marvel. They've laid off over 1,000 employees across all of their divisions. Although it seems like the theme parks are largely untouched. It doesn't seem like there was really anything there. This was like basically just the production side of Disney. But it does include 8% of everybody working on Marvel projects, including tons of artists, which I'm sure are soon to be replaced by AI or some shit.
Almost certainly.
And their entire home entertainment team, which I'm not 100% sure what that means going forward for that department. I assume home entertainment team means like physical media, if I had to guess.
Yeah, that's what I didn't get a chance to look into this on account of everything, but that is what comes to my mind. The only other thing you could think it could be would be like people who specifically work on programming or content or streaming like Disney Plus, but I don't think they
Yeah.
would call it that if that was the case. So
Disney's Home
I don't
Entertainment.
actually know.
I just Googled it. Disney's Home
Oh,
Entertainment Division was the company's in-house team responsible for managing the production, marketing, distribution, and retail partnership for Disney's DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, Ultra HD, and collectible steelbook releases.
well, there you go, folks. The next Marvel ain't coming to Blu-ray.
Or they're outsourcing who's doing it at least. But yeah, it's just
Well,
the,
they
just
Disney
the continued desire for every company to take your money and give you nothing.
the Disney has already stopped physical media release in Australia. Like that was the first market that they were like, nope, we're done with that. I think I might be wrong, but I think Guardians 3 was the last Disney produced film to get like a Blu-ray release in Australia. Last time I checked anyways.
Yeah.
So turns out if that made Disney Plus subscriptions go up by like even half a margin, then they're like, all right, do it everywhere. Kill them.
It's just fucking ridiculous.
It's bleak.
It's and we did see all these rumors of them like looking to buy shit recently. Like there's the rumors that they're looking to buy Fortnite or well Epic Games, but Fortnite mostly. And there's been rumors of them just like looking to make an acquisition in general. And so likely this is them, freeing up some money so they can buy something. If I had to guess, 1,000 employees is a fucking lot. And then you
Yes,
look
it
at the
is.
departments that it's in. It's like, oh, you're getting rid of your artists and the people who make physical content. Great, cool. So fuck you, basically. You're gonna replace them with fucking a robot and a streaming service that sucks. Cool, dude. Big fan. I will never understand the people who support the death of physical media. Like never.
I mean,
I don't want to keep a box on my shelf. Okay, well then the trade-off is that you never own anything. The trade-off is
yeah.
that they can just take a thing off a service and you can just never find that fucking thing again. Your favorite movie? Hey, did you get it? Did you really like that show that was on Netflix? Well, guess what? You better fucking really hope that Netflix decides to keep server space for that fucking thing for the rest of your life. Because you can't get it any other way. Hey, did you like that Willow show? Did you like The Runaways? Vaporware. Gone.
Absolutely dire.
I don't want to have to stand up and change the disc in my Xbox. What the fuck has your life come to?
Yeah, I'd rather wait for a 2-hour download to install so I can play the game again.
Well, and for a movie, you don't even have to install shit. It's like, and for a video game, you still have to install it even if it's fucking digital. So you're not saving yourself shit.
It's so. You ever just like be around and then the internet cuts out? Like the internet just stops working. Like, oh, we'll get that repaired in a few hours. Put in the Blu-ray.
Yeah, not anymore. It's
No.
people have decided to give up their rights of ownership, their ability to
Mhm.
trade something to a friend, or be like, hey, you should watch this. Here, watch this,
Mm.
or to resell a product that they bought. They are giving up all of their rights, but frankly, all of the reason to spend their money on a product, and in exchange, they are getting fucked in the ass. Like they're not getting anything out of it. If you are listening to this and you have somehow deluded yourself into believing that a digital product is somehow better for you than its physical counterpart, leave a comment telling me why you're so fucking stupid. Because you're
Yeah, and
wrong.
go ahead and tell us. Did you make fun of NFTs?
Yeah, how many pictures of a slightly pissed looking monkey do you own?
Did you buy into the NFTs or were you because
What was your favorite cryptocurrency, dumbass?
because if you say that buying the board ape is really stupid, but then you also say that owning a movie you bought physically is really stupid, then I don't think you know what side of the fence you're on, fella.
Ugh. The only solace I have is knowing that apparently by trends, Gen Z really likes physical media. And so hopefully the next generation, frankly, and I didn't think I'd be saying this when they were Fortnite dancing, I think they might be better than us millennials in a lot of ways.
There may be hope for them youngins yet.
God damn. What an absolute mess. Well, I've got one last story for us and we can get out of here.
Is it happy? Is it a happy story?
Yeah, kind of. It's just a
Okay.
quick rundown of some of the shit that got said at Cinemacon. We got a title for Spaceballs 2. It's
Uh,
not going to be called Spaceballs 2: The Quest for More Money, despite how
that's
funny
right.
that is. We did get a video from Mel Brooks explaining this, who is, get
I
this, still alive.
yeah. I saw this of all things this week. I did see him being like, "We're not calling it that. We're calling it the new one."
Yeah, it's Spaceballs, the new one, which I think is really funny. Normally,
It
so
is funny.
when Nintendo did the new 3DS, I was like, that's stupid because eventually there's going to be another one, and then it won't be the new one. We're probably not getting a third Spaceballs unless it's a reboot at this point, which this is probably kind of a reboot anyway. But also, it works because it's a play on Star Wars and Star Wars: The New Hope, so it's probably fine. Uh,
Yeah.
and it's just really funny, man. I don't know. It's gonna be tough because I know obviously John Candy's not with us anymore. I'm sure we've lost other aspects of the cast. Hey, didn't the guy who's Darth Helmet? Didn't he pass? Is he gone?
He did not pass, but he like famously retired and stopped. But I believe they announced that he's in this. Rick Moranis is the
Rick
name you're looking
Moranis.
for.
Maybe he's just gonna do like a cameo or something. I could see that for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember.
He'll be in the background and there'll be some like Kylo Ren knockoff or something. I did see, they showed off like some of the people who were in it, and obviously they had to cast like some newer people. I think Josh Gad was in the picture,
Josh
so
Gad. Is he the new Barf? Is he
I couldn't tell you.
what are
That
they
would
gonna
make sense. I
what are they
think
gonna call him? They're gonna call him
Vom,
hang on. No.
Puke,
Spooge.
Spooch,
Call him Spooge.
Spooch. I'm excited for this movie. I think it's supposed to come out, I believe 2027 is what I think I had heard. I should have written it
Mhm.
down and I didn't, and that's on me. But hey, here we are. It's going to be exciting. Apparently, people got to see sort of first look stuff at it already at CinemaCon, but that has not been released to the public yet, so I haven't seen it. So when
There's
that
a
does
lot of
happen,
that going around this
yeah.
week.
So when that's the big thing about CinemaCon is they show off a ton of shit to the people who are there in person, and then they say, "But you can't tell nobody," and some people do, and then they get in trouble. But a lot of this will be sort of drip fed out to us over the course of the next 4 or 5 months, probably. Um,
Yeah, and some of it really doesn't matter. Like it's exciting to like hear like, oh, the Avengers is coming out this year. We're all very excited about Doomsday. What's gonna
right.
happen? And then you
Well,
get little like hints and teases. But like the fact of the matter is there's a solid chance that like the trailer cut or the footage that they're showing uh at CinemaCon is like never gonna get released in the way that it was at CinemaCon, and it's never gonna matter to us. Like it's
probably
gonna
not.
be just entirely different. So
Right. Well, because CinemaCon is not Comic Con. It's not E3.
no,
What it is it is them sort of marketing their shit to movie chains, for the most part. Which is why when a friend of the show, Kirk Beatty, went to CinemaCon like last year, a lot of the things are like, here are the these are the like novelty popcorn buckets that we're gonna sell you. Here are the shit like that. So
yeah,
it's not
of course,
necessarily a place where you're going to get a ton of new news about the actual thing. It's just kind of like, here are the things that you as a chain owner need to be knowledgeable about or considering in buying or franchising or whatever. That being said, we did get, and I don't actually know if this was part of CinemaCon. I'm just lumping it in here. But
Mhm.
Long Legs 2 got announced. I know you were excited about that in the group chat.
Yeah, it's another Long Legs movie. I can't imagine it'll be like a sequel. I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see on that one. But Long Legs was really good. Very great horror atmosphere. Nicolas Cage is oh, So yeah, let's do
Apparently,
it.
apparently returning from what I saw in the group chat at least.
That's what it said. Yeah, yeah.
So that's pretty cool. We got confirmation of an Aegon's Conquest movie in the Game of Thrones universe moving forward. So
Yeah.
I
Do
don't
you
know that this
remember
rules out the. Yes, we had a conversation where they were like, we're going to do a TV show and
we're
maybe a
gonna do a
movie,
show or a movie or maybe both,
or
we don't
maybe
know.
both.
And then
So the
yeah,
movie
so
looks like the movie was true. I guess we'll see whether or not the TV show also moves forward, but this has been officially confirmed at CinemaCon to some
yeah,
extent. So
that's interesting. I probably prefer that they're going movie on this one. If anything, just to test how they would handle doing a Ice and Fire movie. You know what I mean?
for sure, yeah. I mean, the budgets on the TV show are already astronomical anyway,
Of
but
course,
yeah,
but I just meant just like instead of like parceling things out through multiple seasons, just like
Right.
wrapping it up in a tight 2 hours.
Is it weird to do that for what is presumably an entire fucking war, though?
No, it'll be fine.
Okay.
I'm with it on this one. I mean, they could go full goddamn Lord of the Rings extended cut if they really wanted to. I don't know how many butts and seats you're gonna get doing that, but
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Game of
they
Thrones has a lot of
could.
cachet right now, so I guess they could probably get away with it. That,
Hey,
you know,
uh, the Night of the Seven Kingdoms was really good.
yeah. Final Destination 7 was announced and given a release date of May 12th. I wrote 2008. I'm sure I meant 2028.
Probably.
Um, hey, that's exciting for you and Abrar.
Me and a bro. Yep. Uh, it's so funny because Final Destination is something that I've watched all of and never really held in high regard at all.
Sure.
Always thought they were very stupid. But hey, the last one I actually really liked for some reason. So sure, do it again.
Why not? And then lastly, the big thing that everyone's talking about is that they showed the
Ooh.
first trailer for Doomsday. Obviously, we don't have any of the footage from this, but people have been talking about it.
Hmm.
So here are some of the things that came out of that sort of panel
It
experience.
it all sounds like a kid just slapping his action figures together,
It sounds like a
but
fucking mess, frankly.
take it for what it's worth.
Yeah, I mean that's what the trailer is probably always going to be. I guess we have to hope that the movie itself has
Yeah.
plot and not just
More substance than this character fights this character. Well,
yeah.
we'll see.
But yeah, that's basically all we have here. Is hey, apparently Shang-Chi at some point is going to fight Gambit. Yelena is going to fight Mystique. There's some shit like that. So I
Wow.
guess the X-Men are against our Avengers, at least for a time in this movie.
Is it the classic we meet at a misunderstanding? We fight for a bit and then we're friends?
I think it's probably that they're being forced to fight against each other to see like which world gets to survive. That would be my guess.
It'd be that would be weird though if they do that and then the next thing is we just make everybody fight because the worlds collided.
Yeah.
We just do two movies of it.
Yeah, I mean it was originally part 1 and part 2, wasn't it? So
Okay.
oh, he's fucking dying. Um we also got confirmation that Captain America's back. He's got long hair and a beard, and he immediately takes Mjolnir away from Thor because, you know, that was the thing that people clapped at in the last movie, so we're just going to run
Because
that one back.
he's a bully.
Because he's the guy, I guess. I don't know. Just for me, immediately when I heard that, I was like, oh, that kind of cheapens the Endgame moment a little bit. But hey, they're also putting Endgame back in theaters so that it can get a little bit more money to rebeat Avatar or whatever the fuck. So
Oh man, do you want to do just a big sweaty in theaters crowded watch along marathon of all Avengers movies?
God, no. Are you kidding me?
Someone's gonna do it. That's got to be that has to be a
Abrar's
thing.
going to do it. We know a person who's going to do it.
No, but I mean, there will be a theater chain that's like, here's the marathon that leads up to Doomsday.
Oh, yeah, for
Um,
sure.
I remember when of all things, when the second Thor movie came out, there was a marathon. I could also say we went to a marathon of all the Chris Nolan Batman movies when The Dark Knight Rises came out.
Right.
That makes sense though. You know,
Yeah,
it's just like
it's true.
this is a trilogy. This is the last one. Boom, boom,
Well, and
boom.
movies weren't
And
3 hours back then.
that's true. And that was a really fun experience. And it's like recapture that an attempt to recapture that experience. A friend of the show, Anthony, and I went to a marathon when the second Thor movie came out. It was the first Thor, the Avengers, and
Mm.
then Thor 2. And not necessary.
No, well, the problem is that those movies, well, one of those movies wasn't great. Actually, two of those movies weren't great, but the second one was the
They're
new one, so you didn't know that going in.
they're fine. They're fine.
They're
I
okay.
don't have anything against those
They're
Thor
okay.
movies.
They're
They're
not
fine.
fucking. They're not Dark Knight Rises and Dark Knight.
No,
So
no, they're not.
you know, when I'm considering, you know, what do I want to sit down for 6 hours for? Tomorrow, I'm gonna have to figure out whether or not fucking WrestleMania is worth sitting down for 6 hours for. I don't know that I agree
I
that it is.
I might not survive till the sun comes up, so we'll keep you posted on that one.
Fair enough. The only other thing from this trailer that's got a lot of people talking is apparently it's narrated largely by Thor, who is giving a big speech, and everyone is pretty much going like, "Oh, he's gonna fucking die."
Like the speech he's given really sounds like this is the last Hemsworth Thor movie, which would make sense because all of the fingers are pointing at after Secret War or whatever, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
That
We reboot it.
we're rebooting it. So then our
Yeah.
Captain America, our Thor, and our Iron Man will all be dead, and we can replace them with new actors who cost less.
I mean, is Captain America going to die again in this too?
I don't know if that Captain America is even our Captain America.
Yeah,
That's
maybe.
what my thought is we're doing a bunch of multiversal bullshit.
Um,
For all I know, he's secretly the Hydra one who says the shit in the comic book.
well, I mean, so like, are they going to do a thing? Maybe not in this one, or maybe in this one. Who knows? Are they going to do a thing in either this or the next one where I know it's not the same as what the comic book Dark Avengers is, but they do a version of Dark Avengers in this where it's just our original 6 Avengers actors, but they're all evil.
I could see that. I do think that there's some of that idea that's already tied up in Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
But I guess I could see the biggest thing that I think is keeping them from doing that is that all of those actors are really expensive now. Like Robert
Yeah,
Downey is
but-
collecting a fucking mint to come back as Doom.
Yeah. I mean, they've already boom.
And they've already
Ruffalo's in this, right?
Yeah.
Ruffalo's in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, boom. So really the only people you haven't grabbed is Scarlett Johansson and Jeremy Renner. And you could just offer Jeremy Renner like a ham sandwich.
Yeah.
And I
Which is
think he'll
crazy.
Do
'cause
it. So.
Jeremy Renner's one of like 3 of them who's not dead. So
He had an app. He had a whole app.
he had a whole app.
Just for him.
And now we can't check in on him because we don't have the app anymore.
They got rid of the app. You fuckers out there misused the Jeremy Renner app, and now none of us have it. So I want you to think about that.
Think about what you've done.
When you try to go to sleep tonight. Oh, look at me. It was so funny to go and I ruined the Jeremy Renner app. Now no one has a Jeremy Renner app, and it's your fault.
That was the
Fuck
funniest.
you.
That was the funniest shit. Now we don't get to laugh at it anymore. Well, guys, hey, let us know which of any of these things you're excited for, and whatever we get the most comments for, we'll make sure to really cover that thing in particular. Leave a comment on whatever platform you're listening to this on. Just to remind you, we're on YouTube and Spotify. Whichever one you're listening to us on, you can go to the other one and subscribe to us there as well, which would be really nice for us. You can follow the channel on Twitter at @RSR_POD. You can follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Daniel J. McGee.
You can follow me on the Jeremy Renner app at Skyler8bit.
And until next time, everybody, we'll see you around.
The game's just starting, the world's so bright. Jump right in, everything feels right. Let's play, take a trip back